This is ABC15 Mornings.
When will the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine be available again?
So I think people need to be reassured that even when there's no definitive link or causality, that no chances will be taken when it comes to people's safety.
This morning, complete coverage as health officials believe the benefits far outweigh the risks.
I would have never expected this to be the case. If you asked me back then, would we have a labor shortage? I would tell you it'd be the exact opposite.
The new restaurant crisis, finding enough workers. What's driving the shortage?
Hi, I'm Derek Hall, and the D-backs are so proud to support Phoenix Children's Hospital. We truly recognize the importance of world-class health care for children right here at home. We'll be stepping up to the plate for Phoenix Children's, and we hope you will join us.
ABC15 taking action. Right now, we begin our telethon for Phoenix Children's.
New this morning, scammers posing as a government agency. Our Let Joe Know team with how you can protect yourself.
Cameron Payne gets a step on a hero, takes it right to the rim.
Miami finding out it's a dry heat in the valley as the Suns win easily.
Plus, making your relationship work. On the bulletin board today, 5 simple things successful couples do every week.
There we go. Some good tips for you. Hey, we have a jam-packed show on this Wednesday morning for you. A lot of headlines to get to. And of course, those phone lines are now open for our Phoenix Children's Telethon. Go to abc15.com/telethon for all the information. Right now, we will, of course, have complete coverage for you all morning. I'm Nick Saletti here in studio on this exciting day. Our Kaylee O'Kelly social distancing from the newsroom. Good morning to you, Kaylee, and happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, our 9th year of being able to team up with Phoenix Children's. And you make a difference in this community for so many families. We'll talk more about it here momentarily. Our Iris Hermosillo is back in studio. Well, she's social distancing from home. Looking great this morning. We are thrilled you're here.
Let's talk about that most accurate forecast now. We're waking up to clear skies. The sun just came up, 5:59 officially, and temperatures this morning nice and cool in case you want to get out for a walk, for a run maybe this morning. We're talking 50s and 60s across the Phoenix area here to start the day. Maybe just go take a seat outside, enjoy your coffee or your tea on the patio. We're at 66 now at Sky Harbor, 55 in Chandler. Those temperatures in the low 60s in Mesa and Glendale and in Avondale. Avondale, good morning. You're checking in right around 63 degrees. So we're starting out with clear skies. Today's temperatures will be warming, but a little bit more gradually, and we're finally going to catch a break from the 90s. I mean, we went 13 days straight here in the month of April with temperatures in the 90s above normal. We're going to be a little closer to normal today. Look at that warm up, and temperatures will make it into the 80s this afternoon, but our high peaks at 87 today. We're also going to get some stronger winds, a few clouds too, and we've got fire alerts in parts of our state. I'll break those down for you in that full forecast. Our Chelsea Davis, though, watching that morning drive. Hey, Chelsea.
Hey, good morning, Iris. Hey, everyone at home. I hope you're having a great start to your day. Let's look at our accident log group traffic maps. If you need to zoom around town, North Valley and East Valley, spoiler alert, you have all green flows. Things look great there for I-17, 101, even the 51 this morning. 303, Carefree Highway, west side of town. A little bit of a different story. Loop 101 southbound ramp to connect to eastbound I-10 is pretty slow. We have a crash that's near 99th Avenue, and that's contributing to that slowdown. Even I-10 eastbound between the 303 and I-10 seeing some breaks. Though I will say I'm seeing most of the delays near 91st Avenue in both directions of I-10. You're traveling about 15 or less miles per hour approaching that exit ramp on either side. So give yourself extra time there, and I'm still looking to find out if something's going on. East Valley, clear commute, looking good so far this morning. I'll show you what the rest of your commute looks like and some desert drive times the next time we check in.
Chelsea, thank you. It's 3 minutes past. 3 people recovering this morning after a shooting in North Phoenix. Police responding to an apartment complex near I-17 and Beardsley. Investigators are telling us they found 2 men and a woman with gunshot wounds. They believe an argument led up to those shots being fired. All 3 were taken to the hospital. We're told the woman's injuries are possibly life-threatening. No arrests have been made.
Well, the CDC calling a meeting today with outside experts to discuss the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine. Federal officials have recommended a pause on administering this one-shot vaccine after 6 reports of women developing blood clots. One of them has died. Today's meeting will include a vote on updated recommendations for use. For example, experts could recommend the vaccine for certain age groups, or they could end the pause with more specific treatment options for healthcare providers. To give you some perspective, about 7 million doses of this vaccine have been administered so far in the U.S. So what do we know about the 6 women who developed those blood clots? All of them were between the ages of 18 and 48. Now, they reported the severe clots about 6 to 13 days after getting the dose. Right now, there's no direct evidence, though, showing the vaccine caused this condition. And as I mentioned, with 7 million doses already administered, the chances of developing a blood clot are less than 1 in a million. If you've recently received the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, here are the symptoms doctors say to look out for.
In particular, severe headache that is new, trouble breathing, leg swelling.
Health officials say these rare responses have only been seen in viral vector vaccines. So the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines use that different technology, the mRNA technology, and have not been impacted by this.
Our state is also recommending local health care providers stop administering the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. So far here in our state, more than 120,000 have been administered here. If you do have an appointment to get the J&J vaccine, you can schedule a new appointment to get the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine through the state health department's website. And you can also find more information by going to abc15.com/vaccine. Pfizer has filed for emergency use of its vaccine for children between the ages of 12 and 15. Unlike Pfizer's original vaccine request, this decision does not need to go through a government advisory panel, and it means approval could happen very soon. Right now, anyone 16 years of age and older is approved to get Pfizer's doses.
I want to switch gears right now. The triple-digit temperature is just around the corner, and if this summer is anything like the previous one, it is going to be hot and downright dangerous and expensive, of course, to run those air conditioning systems. So what happens if you maybe get behind on your bill? Let's get out to ABC 15's Carla Navarrete this morning. Carla, we know the Arizona Corporation Commission could actually answer that question for us later today. What's happening?
They may vote on that today, Nick, after 2.5 years of back and forth. As you mentioned, the Arizona Corporation Commission today could decide on what temperature should trigger a ban on cutting off electricity across the state. Now, the power companies, consumer advocates, and health experts still disagree about what to do. Utilities favor using heat and winter advisories from the National Weather Service. Climate experts suggest using calendar dates rather than forecasts, and consumer advocates like AARP are pushing for a 95-degree threshold. Others, like a consumer advocate that we know, Stacey Champion, they want the temperature even lower.
If the goal is 0 deaths, then it has to correlate with the data that shows that at 90 degrees, you're probably not going to get people dying inside.
Now, the issue came to the forefront in 2019 when it was revealed that a 72-year-old woman, Stephanie Pullman, died inside her house after APS, Arizona Public Service, had disconnected her electricity in September on a day that the temperature reached 105 degrees. Pullman was $51 short on her electricity bill. Now, whatever is approved would replace the current rules, which ban shutoffs between the month of June through October 15th. We're going to stay on top of this one and bring you any developments that happened here today. For now, reporting live in Chandler, I'm Carla Navarrete, ABC 15 Arizona.
Carla, thank you. It's 8 minutes past 6. 4 hours. That's how long a baby was left in a hot car in Phoenix. And that baby is in critical condition this morning. Officers say the 4-month-old's mom had just dropped off 2 other kids at school. She came home, she parked the car in the garage, and then she forgot about the baby. Now, safety advocates are saying this is a timely reminder for all parents before we really start to see our temperatures heat up to leave something else, maybe in your front seat, to remember what's in the back seat. Or you could leave your purse in the back seat or your phone to make sure you remember.
Hey guys, I'm Mark. Monica with the Arizona Cardinals cheerleaders, and I'm here with Big Red to tell you about ABC15's telethon benefiting Phoenix Children's Hospital. Viewers will have a chance to become heroes for hope and save the day for Phoenix Children's patients by donating a superhero sidekick stuffed animal to a child when they make a monthly pledge of $20 or a single gift of $240. You can also donate anytime by visiting abc15.com/telethon.
All right, thank you to Monica and Big Red and the rest of the Cardinals for being such a dedicated partner in our telethon over the years. Today's the big day, the ABC15 telethon benefiting Phoenix Children's.
Phone lines are open right now. It's easy to do. Pick on up. Call 602-933-4567. Our volunteers, they're waiting to hear from you, and they will be. Our phone lines are going to be open until 10:30 tonight.
Yep, all day long. You can also donate online. We're making it super easy for you. Just go to abc15.com/telethon. You'll find all the information there.
Well, up next here on ABC15 Mornings, improving the nutritional value of school lunches. There's a new study out showing meals from the cafeteria might be the healthiest that kids are eating in a day.
And targeting people who've lost loved ones during this pandemic, our Let You Know team breaks down the new scams meant to look like FEMA's funeral reimbursement program. Today, President Joe Biden will announce plans to withdraw all U.S. troops from Afghanistan by September 11th. This year marks the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. In 10 days, the president is scheduled to hold a summit about the future of Afghanistan.
Also today, a House committee will vote on a proposal to make Washington, D.C. the 51st state in the union. This would give D.C. 2 senators and a representative in the House. A full House will take up the bill next week.
The Biden administration announcing the president will speak in front of a joint session of Congress in the coming weeks. The White House accepting the invitation from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi last night. The speech will come on the president's 100th day in office.
ABC 15 Desert Drive Time, sponsored by Accident Law Group.
Alrighty, everyone. I'm just adding an ADOT camera here so that you can see the crash that happened on the west side of town. Okay, let's move this off to the side and let's look at our Accident Law Group traffic maps. If you're traveling in the North Valley or East Valley, we still have a lot of green flows, and it's quiet there for I-17 and the 303, Carefree Highway 101, mostly green right now. If you're traveling from the west side, let's talk about this crash. So when I zoom in, you can see that there are delays on Loop 101 southbound, the connecting ramp to go eastbound onto I-10, and it's also slow on I-10 in the westbound direction. The reported crash is on the eastbound lanes of I-10 at 99th Avenue, and it's kind of off to the HOV lane, which puts a lot of strain on the westbound lanes as well because they're slowing down and seeing what's going on. So you could tell we're traveling less than 30 miles per hour at some points, less than 20 miles per hour. So with our ADOT camera here, it's really hard to see, but in the center of the screen there, you're going to see some flashing lights on both sides of the HOV lanes, and then also as you're traveling closer to the shoulder. So give yourself extra time for I-10, bottom line. East Valley, US 60, I-10, 101, all looking good. Even the 202s, no matter which one you choose, Red Mountain, Santan, Super Red Tan, South Mountain. With all that being said, if you travel on I-10 eastbound between the 303 to get over to the mini stack, it's only going to take 23 minutes, which is a little above average, but not too much. So if you factor in that time, you'll be good to go on the eastbound lanes. All right, that's enough of traffic. Let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Iris Hermosillo now for a look at the weather.
Hey, Chelsea, let's talk about it because today the fire concern is going back up across Arizona. These are the fire weather factors that we look at, especially this time of year, but really all year long when we're considering that fire risk. It's temperatures, it's humidity, and it's winds. Temperatures not so much of a factor these next couple of days as they're going to be a little bit lower and a little bit closer to normal, but our dry conditions, those remain a factor. And today into tomorrow, those relative humidity values will be as low as 10%, if not a little lower today in the single digits in parts of northern Arizona. And then tomorrow between about 10 and 15%. So that's an indication that the air is very dry. And we're going to throw some winds into the mix, and those winds will be as strong as 50 mile an hour. Those wind gusts across northern Arizona today. Tomorrow, more of those breezes. And so that is what's increasing that fire danger across our state. And because of that, we are in for fire weather alerts in parts of northern and eastern Arizona. Now, it's going to get breezy here in the valley too. Right now, winds aren't strong. They're below 10 miles an hour. In fact, at Sky Harbor, they were below 5 miles an hour within the last hour or so. So they've been pretty light through the morning, but they will increase in speed as we go through the day today. And it'll be breezy this afternoon. Gusts here in the Phoenix area as high as 20 to 25 miles an hour. But northern Arizona is where the winds, as I mentioned, will be even stronger with gusts as high as 40 to 50 miles an hour. And you can see that that area across northern Arizona, essentially along the Mogollon Rim and areas to the north, that area under a wind advisory today because of the strong winds. It'll be in effect from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. And we're also looking at red flag warnings or fire weather warnings, an indication that, again, the relative humidity is really low, below 10%, and those wind gusts will increase that potential for fires that do get started to spread really quickly. So use caution, avoid anything that causes a spark. Make sure that you're not dragging any chains or anything like that that could spark any fires, maybe brush fires off the side of the road too. Then tomorrow we'll continue with the fire weather watches, but it'll be the eastern rim and the White Mountains, also southeastern Arizona, relative humidity below 15% and more strong wind gusts too. Now right now, as you get ready to walk outside, looking a little hazy out there, but we've got overall clear conditions. That temperature right at 66 degrees at Phoenix Sky Harbor, relative humidity in that 20% range. As you look at that hour by hour breakdown, our breezes here in the valley pick up this afternoon, again between about 10 and 15 miles an hour, gusts near 20 to 25 miles an hour. As our temperatures warm a little slower, our high only reaching 87 degrees today, so a little closer to normal too, and we're finally catching a break from those 90s after spending 13 straight days in the 90s here through the month of April. We're going to catch a break, and again, a little closer to that normal for this time of year. Highs will reach the 50s in Flagstaff, 70s in Kingman, and we're talking low to mid 80s across western Arizona. Here's that 7-day forecast. A high of 87 today, mid 80s Thursday and Friday, then more breezes again this weekend, but temperatures will stay in the 80s through the weekend. Then the 90s are back by Tuesday.
Iris, thank you. We want to let you know about this because we don't want you to get taken. It's a warning from the Let Joe Know team this morning. Scammers are using some new tactics to steal from families who are grieving the loss of a loved one because of COVID. The Federal Trade Commission saying this week these scammers pose as reps from a government agency. They offer to pay for that loved one's funeral expenses, but instead they're actually getting away with personal info or money, saying they need families to pay for things up front in order to get the program's help. Well, there is actually a real program, and we've talked about it here on ABC 15 through FEMA, where you can get up to $9,000 for funeral expenses for a loved one who has died from COVID-19. But there are some important things to know so you don't get scammed. First, FEMA will not be contacting you until you have called them or applied for the assistance. And you will never be asked to pay anything to get financial help. Also, they will not ask for your social security number, your bank account information, or a credit card number. You want more information on this particular scam, or maybe you want to apply for that financial assistance directly through FEMA? Just go to abc15.com/letjoeknow.
6:19 and new this morning, a study finds the healthiest meal of the day for kids comes from school cafeterias. Researchers looked at the diets of more than 20,000 kids from 2003 to 2018, and they say the percentage of food eaten at schools that was poor nutritional quality dropped from 55% to 24% over those 15 years. That decrease mainly happened after 2010 when the Healthy Hungry Free Kids Act was passed. The Arizona International Film Festival is making a comeback. The festival, which starts today, is going to have a hybrid model with outdoor screenings at venues in Tucson. And for people wanting to stay at home, you can also stream the films for 72 hours. There's also going to be at least 10 online panels that are free to the public.
Well, the producers for the upcoming Academy Awards announcing the first round of presenters.
Yes, some A-listers. This includes former winners like Rita Moreno, Brad Pitt, Halle Berry, Reese Witherspoon, and Laura Dern. More presenters are expected to be announced in the coming days. We know, once again, there won't be a host this year.
We are looking forward to finding out who wins. You can watch the Oscars right here April 25th on ABC 15.
Recent studies show that about half of us under the age of 34 are single. Okay, I'm not alone. So how do successful couples make their relationships work? We'll talk about it on this morning's bulletin board.
Plus, working to rebound why so many Arizona restaurants are facing a shortage of workers right now.
6:24, welcome back. What's the key to a lasting romance? Turns out there are some tried and true methods to stand the test of time in the love department, and that's what's on our bulletin board this morning. First up, think small. It doesn't have to be a big, huge, expensive vacation or another splurge to ignite the flames of romance. Before you say goodbye for the day, learn one thing that's happening in your partner's day and then ask them about it later on when you reconnect. Next, invest 6 hours of quality time in your relationship each week. Experts say that's all it takes, 6 hours. Third, ask questions, get to know your partner, get to know their thoughts, their dreams, their fears. It'll bring you closer together and make that relationship stronger. Also, number 4, don't forget date night each week if you can spare maybe 2 hours once a week. Even if it's just to go on a walk or to a coffee shop, that'll be enough to keep things hot. And don't forget, a little I love you goes a long way. How about that? And that's on your bulletin board this morning. Happy love, everyone.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, say I love you. Why not? Goes a long way.
It's so true. Well, the ABC15 Telethon benefiting Phoenix Children's is now in full swing, and it has been for about 25 minutes or so. You can help too in their mission to get kids and families the hope and healing they deserve. We posted that number there on your screen, 602-933-4567. This money goes to support programs like One Darn Cool School, music and art therapy, pet therapy. And we talked with one of our favorites, Larry Gatos, co-host of the Gatos and Chad Show on KTAR, about the major role Phoenix Children's plays in supporting those in need throughout our state. Listen.
I've met so many kids who are, sick in bed. They're hooked up to all of these, tubes and lines and everything. And I mean, the one thing about Phoenix Children's Hospital is a lot of these children, when they enter, they feel pretty safe. It's not this sterile white, floors and white ceilings and doors and all that kind of stuff. It's colorful. It's inviting. It's just so important to make sure that we, get this hospital the best doctors, the best nurses, the best equipment, the best technology. And to do that, people have to open up their wallet. If you want to continue having one of the best hospitals here, you got to keep giving. And Arizonans we're awesome. I mean, it's true. I mean, we always give. We always dig deep. Arizonans always come when they come through. I have no doubt that they're going to come through again, even though there's a pandemic. It's always time to give for the kids. So I think everybody out there should do their part, whether it's $5 or you have $50,000 to give.
Because every penny counts. Now, our phone lines are going to be open through ABC15 News tonight at 10, and you can also donate online. It's easy to do. ABC15.com/telethon.
Yep, those phone lines are open. They're ready for you. Next at 6:30, business is booming, but hiring not so much. For one industry, there are more jobs than people willing to fill them, leading to the question, is it better not to work? We're going to dive deeper into this one.
Plus, turning up that heat on Miami. Oh, this is super fun right now as the Suns win again. Yeah, they're the real deal, all right. We're just 38 days until the start of the playoffs.